Joining us today is Evi, who's one of our allergy nurses. Now, Evi, one of the common allergens that we find is dust mite.
Yep.
And obviously the first thing that we advise at E4 Allergy is environmental control. And by environmental control, we essentially mean reducing your exposure to that particular allergen. For house dust mite, what are some of the ways that patients can, simple things that they can do in their home that can minimise their exposure to house dust mites?
Well, look, Susie, it's very simple. Starting with minimization,
Yep.
basically reducing the amount of time and contact with the allergen
Yep.
would significantly improve the patient's life. So
Yep.
one way to do so is with getting rid of carpets.
Yep.
Airing the room,
Yep.
washing the bed sheets more often.
And using eucalyptus oil, because
That's correct.
eucalyptus oil apparently is very good at hot washing with eucalyptus and sticking it out into the sun.
Yeah.
That's often very good. Yep.
Yeah. Now there is another alternative which is a bit more expensive, but it's using specific beddings.
Yes.
They come in different sizes and,
Yes.
and they also come
Mattress
with pillows.
protectors.
Correct.
Yep.
And
Yep.
they are highly effective in
Yep.
reducing dust
Yeah.
mite.
What about an old mattress? Would it be better just to get a new one, or how do you gauge sometimes?
Well,
It's a
look,
hard one, isn't it?
It is a hard one. I would recommend to get a new mattress
Yeah.
to whoever
Yeah.
can afford it.
Yeah.
If you can't afford it, definitely use the protective sheets.
Yeah, and I find a lot of places are quite cluttered, and obviously by decluttering or perhaps getting rid of soft toys or pillows, curtains, which can harbour wool. These are the sort of things that can, obviously harbour a lot of dust mite.
Definitely.
So they probably prefer blinds as opposed to, thick, heavy curtains or drapery. And one of the other things that I found useful to tell patients is about vacuum cleaners. Is there anything in particular that we should advise?
Well, there is a specific vacuum cleaner called a HEPA vacuum.
Yep.
It uses different types of filters that can actually capture those tiny microscopic creatures.
Yep.
Another one is a water-based vacuum cleaner.
Yep.
That basically takes all the air or the particles and filter it through a water system, which captures, again, the dust mites. It's important to remember that dust mites are very hard to avoid.
Yes.
And regardless
Unless
of
you
how
live in
clean
a
you are.
bubble.
Correct. It's true. Regardless of
They're
how-
everywhere.
And we have 70% of patients with sensitivities to
Yeah,
dust mites.
yeah.
So it's a major issue.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think patients are very welcome to discuss with our allergy team other ways in which they can just control their environment. Not only do we give advice about environmental control for dust mite, but also for mould and grass, pollen and cat dander. So you can come and see us at E4 Allergy. You can make an online booking, or you can call 1300 E4 Health and choose the allergy clinic.